Don't Look Back Into the Sun, Libertines on XFM. I'm excited, Steve. It's that time. It's that time of the week.
Go on.
Well, Carl's in a little film.
Oh, that's what you're excited about?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant the show's almost over.
Yeah, no. Come on in, Carl.
Right, so, yeah, I'm in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Took a scene from it.
Yeah.
Got to listen carefully in that. At the end, there'll be a question on, like, the clip that you've just heard. It's sort of like what they do in the Krypton Factor and stuff. So do you want to read out the prizes? Or just
yeah, there's these little things. It's a couple of rock and roll albums. We've got the...
Why is it called One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
I can't remember. I think it's explained in the book, but I don't remember. I haven't read it for many years.
If someone knows, just a quick email to do. I'd like to know that.
ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. You can win yourself, if you get the question right, the League of Gentlemen Series 3. We've got that Rock and Roll Legends again, the Best of Blondie, a nature programme, and the Old Grey Whistle Test, Volume 3. So if you're
Brilliant,
over
so
50, you'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
And just, if you haven't seen the film, it's just about, like a... What would you call it?
Well, it's a guy who thinks he's going to get away with prison by going into a mental institution. It was a new experiment, but he finds out he can't get out and he's sort of trapped. And well, people know it. Everyone knows what.
Just play it.
Just play it. I saw it last week, so
just play it.
All right.
Well, you know, I've been observing you here now for the last 4 weeks, and I don't see any evidence of mental illness at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not mental. I never said I was. I mean, all right, I got an E in history, but that isn't why I'm in here. I'm in here because I had to get away from the outside world. It was doing me head in. I've been working too hard. I'm stressed out. I've been working like loads of hours Monday to Friday. I've been working on a Saturday with Ricky and Steve. Right, that's been doing me head in. People think that's a laugh when it isn't.
You busy right now, are you? You got something to do right now?
See, this is why I'm here today, Doctor, because he's doing me head in.
What do you mean, sir?
Well, he's doing me head in. I came in here to get away from Ricky. He is just as bad.
I was smarter than him, ain't I?
You're an idiot, right? You're just...
we're just good friends.
No, we're not friends. And if you were a friend, you wouldn't be doing that to me, Ed.
How do you mean that?
Well, don't ask...
Come on, I'll show you. Yes,
Lower your dog.
Get him out.
Get him off me! Get him off!
Get him home. Now. Just hold it right there. All right.
You get off! Doctor, will you tell him?
McMurphy, don't hurt you, does it?
Of course it does.
That's it. Now hold on to it. Not too hard. You'll crush all the air out of it. We're gonna...
You normally do... Get off! You normally does it harder than this.
No. It's warming up. Warming up.
What's somebody else?
All right, baby.
Get off! See what I mean, Doctor? That's what he's doing every day. The state of this. I don't know why you do it, because it's not as if you're going to crack it open.
But I tried, didn't I? God damn it. At least I did that.
I love it. The effort.
Yeah. It's almost, I wonder if it's almost a strange premonition of the future.
Yeah.
You in some kind of home.
Alright, well,
what's the question?
Little question then. What result did I get in history?
Good.
Right.
Yeah, well, tricky one that. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Or text, will we take text?
I haven't really bothered to check the texts.
Alright then, email.
Oh,
Thanks for that, Rick.
Sneezy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll play,
Pernice Brothers, yeah, it's a lovely tune from their album, what's it called? Yours, Mine and Ours. Blinded by the Stars from the Pernice Brothers. We've a couple of texts, I do occasionally have a look at them.
Go
on. We've had one here complaining, it doesn't say who it's from, it just says, wow, really clever homophobic material, genius, switching off, idiots. I don't know what they mean. It was not clever homophobic material. It was just homophobic.
Well, what do they mean, though?
But how is it homophobic? We weren't being anti-gay. We were saying we don't understand the gay world.
And anything that's...
We were querying and questioning it.
Yeah, and Carl, see, this is what I mean. Carl gets us into trouble. I can't go through Chinatown anymore. It's not really a town, though, is it?
It's not really a town. It's more a novelty street.
A novelty street with restaurants.
Yeah.
But I can't, you know, and when we sort of like talk, we get tarred with the same brush as him, because the man's an idiot.
Yeah.
But we often say that. we are not homophobic. I don't think Carl's homophobic. He's confused. He's interested. He's got nothing against Chinese people. He's got a little theory that they don't age well. And these are the sort of things that come across, I mean, they're not meant to be homophobic and racist. They're showing that Carl, I don't know the PC term for this, is a bit mental.
Yes.
And, I think we're doing our bit by letting him on
the air.
On the air as well. Like that complaint he got about that woman on, what's it called? Who are you looking at?
Yeah.
Because he said about, I don't even want to repeat it, but he said some,
Yeah, but I never meant to upset anyone with that.
No, I know you didn't. No, I know you didn't. No, but I mean, it's on a website now, and to be fair, she does say it was Carl that said it, and we were the idiot presenters that let him on air. But it's like Carl is bad for our reputation.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's funny to be in a room with him, but then I want to sort of shake it off.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do about
Guilty
it.
by association.
I know. What have you got to say for yourself, Carl, for some of the stuff you come out with? What have you got to say? I mean, I know the answer. It's absolutely from the heart and genuine
ignorance.
and confusion and interest. You haven't got a malicious bone in your body. Well.
Towards me, yes, but yeah, other people.
But again, he's just honest with you. He says...
don't repeat what he says.
No,
don't repeat it, just leave it.
But it's not as bad as some other things. But he's, he says, remember you say that when you first met him, he looked a bit odd, but you got used to it.
Yeah.
Now that's from the heart. I said, that's like him sort of like being honest and nice, but he doesn't know what that... And we can take it, of course.
Well.
What have you got to say for yourself?
I haven't got anything to say, really. I mean, there's been other weird stuff going on in the week and that.
Go on.
No, I might as well talk about it next week, because we're wrapping up. All I'm saying is I talk about what's gone on.
Yeah. Have we got monkey news? Have we left monkey news behind?
Monkey news! Come on!
What happened?
You can't offend monkeys!
I'll tell you what is annoying.
What?
Steve's told me about a film that is about a monkey going off with a woman.
The Charlotte Rampling thing where she...
It's a film called Max Mon Amour. Yeah, she has an affair with a monkey. Go on.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
You wouldn't like
Don't
it.
go, we can't go into it.
You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it. It's not like, it's weird and you wouldn't, Carl, it's not like a nature program where he wears a bowler hat and can talk. Okay? The nature programs that you seem to see.
Yes, I'm trying to think, I haven't seen that one.
No! Yeah. Come on, do monkey news.
Well, monkey news this week.
Play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee, that monkey news, you
Right, it's about this monkey that was knocking about in the 1950s.
Right.
It was known in the sort of LA area, right? And apparently, again, I haven't really checked all this out, I've just picked up bits that look interesting.
Yeah.
Wore a golden mask, and like a cape and a leopard skin belt and stuff, right? So people didn't know he was a monkey.
Of course they didn't know, yeah.
They thought it was this bloke who's going around and he was helping out crime situations and stuff.
Right, you're an idiot. So, this disguise, that you see a 3'6" bloke with arms the length of his body.
No, but that's the funny thing, right? They sort of thought, it's a bit odd, he's stocky, yet extremely flexible.
Yeah, and hairy, because he only wore a white mask and a belt.
And a distinctive jawline and stuff. And then,
right.
apparently, like, he used to sort of get to his...
Nothing we say gets through, does it? You've decided you can picture this monkey going around solving crimes, and it's...
telling you.
Let him finish the story. Time's running out.
So it sort of get to its crime by, like, swinging from the trees and stuff.
Of course it would,
right?
yeah.
Well, people just thought it's a normal fella.
Of course.
Then what happened was,
This is the bit that's going to annoy me, isn't it?
he helped some fellas out, like, and for a reward, they were like, do you want some money? You've helped save our lives during a crime and stuff. Do you want some money in that? And he just went straight for the shopping bags, got a couple of bananas and apples, right? And as he was bent down, looking into the bag, getting the bananas and apples, they pulled his mask off. Little monkey.
So he wasn't allowed to work for the police anymore?
It ended there.
Sure.
Weird, isn't it?
Rick, can I tell you the meaning of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah.
Can we never speak of monkey news again?
Yeah.
It comes apparently from an American children's nursery rhyme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good children go to heaven. Some fly east, some fly west. Some fly over the cuckoo's nest.
Brilliant.
Now, thanks to Ian for emailing that in. Shall I give someone the prizes?
Yeah.
Phil Corbett, there you are, that's the first one I've pulled out. He correctly guessed that it was E. It was an E that Carl got in history. The only qualification he's got, and it's an E.
Do you know that woman?
Judge the monkey news based on that.
Go on.
That woman who went out with a monkey.
What?
It's a film.
It's a film.
It was Charlotte Rampling. in the film. I don't know who played the monkey.
Did she have any kids?
What, with the monkey in the film?
Yeah, I'm just thinking if I'm gonna get it out and stuff.
No.
Hmm.
Why?
Oh, because that would have been interesting.
Well, no, it's just that the problem there is the kids would always look more like the dad.
Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is Karl Pilkington.
All right.
Now, you probably know me from such works as The Office and Extras, Stephen being my co-writer and co-director on those things. For those people who are not so aware of Karl Pilkington, he was our producer, sort of given to us when we first started on XFM, and you're thinking, well, why are we doing a podcast? It's because I like to be in a room with Karl Pilkington. You know, like some people go and help sort of chimps.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, they go to the
Yeah,
the jungles and things.
And help out little sort of endangered
Diane
species.
Fossey or whatever.
Exactly.
You're very
yeah.
much the Diane Fossey of the Manchester scene.
Of the little bald mank world. And Karl Pilkington is an ongoing experiment for me, because I've seen him blossom from an idiot into an imbecile. And I want to see it through. Look at the way he's looking at us. Look at that. He's got a perfectly round head. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. Karl, what do you think about all this?
It's just, I mean, we are living in that sort of era now, aren't we? That you need to be able to listen to stuff on demand when you want it and stuff.
I know you're not a fan of the iPod in general, are you, or any of the MP3 things? You're concerned.
I'm warming to it, but
This is what's amazing about Karl. Even though he's talking about things like MP3 players, computers, iPods, he sounds like he was found in a glacier and thawed out. Do you know what I mean? And sort of taught to speak.
We're a couple of high school guys who found him, and we're trying to ingratiate him in the gang, trying to pass him off as someone from the modern day.
But my thing with iPods is, now, do we need them? Do you know what I mean? We're living in that era now where we have invented most of the stuff that we need, and now we're just messing about.
They said that in 1900. Someone actually said everything that's to be invented has already been invented. They said that in 1900, and how wrong were they?
No, but what came out? At what point? What was invented in that year where they went, right, that's it now?
The 20th century. Think what happened in the 20th century.
Go on.
Well, planes.
Yeah, but is that a good thing? Planes and that. Do you need a plane, really? Wouldn't it have been better if we all stuck where we should be instead of travelling about? War. Well, look, war's happening, isn't it? Because everyone's saying, well, now we can fly, we'll go over there.
So there were no wars prior to the invention of the aeroplane?
Not like there is today.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, the world's got smaller on it. Everyone's saying that, right?
Yeah.
You know, the way I was saying to you the other day, you know, we now go to places where we shouldn't go. People go on holiday to places where you've got to have an injection before you go there.
Yeah.
Forget it then. That's a warning. Don't go there.
I'm with you on that. I don't want to enter a country where I have to have an injection to stop me from dying while I'm in that country.
Right,
I totally agree with you on that.
So what happened is, they invented the plane, and it's like, oh, let's go on holiday, and then they go, oh, die now. Oh, well, you've got to invent something. Let's invent an injection, and then it's like, right, well, what else do we need to go to that place? There's a lot of faffing. So what I'm saying is,
Is that a place? A lot of faffing.
What I'm saying is, you know, Steve's travelled more than I have. You've been to like dangerous places.
I've been to places where you need injections, yeah.
Yeah, but why?
Because it's fascinating, isn't it? You know, do you not believe in that idea of travel broadens the mind? You know, it makes you experience other ways of life, other ways of thinking. It just enriches you as a human being. That's the whole reason people go travelling.
But since the invention of the telly, you don't have to go that far to see
You're
it.
absolutely right.
So there you go then. The telly was the 20th century, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So where
Some
would
good
you
stuff.
where would you stop then? You'd stop making stuff now? Stop inventing stuff right now?
If we're going to invent something, right, forget like the traditional way of people having kids, right? The way they, you know, have it away and that. You have a little
What do
kid.
you mean? What do you mean?
No, you know, like the way that, you know, we have kids and stuff. If it'd be good if what happened was to control it is if man and woman, right, they're born and that, they enjoy their life, they learn a lot, they live to be about 78, I think, by that point.
So specific.
Yeah, 78,
No,
yeah.
but by 78, I reckon you've sort of got to that point where you go, do you know what, I've done everything I'm going to do. If you haven't bungee jumped by the time you're 78, you're not going to do it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like...
Your hips come off.
You've done it all now,
Yeah.
and then you die, right? So, say if everyone had that, they live to be 78, but then, just as you die, you have a little baby inside you, and as you die, your life carries on.
Sorry.
How is
are
this
you-
happening?
Sorry, are you mental?
No, but don't you think...
I mean, what? I've never heard such drivel.
You're saying that, but if Newton said it, you'd go, interesting. That's what annoys me.
The point is, Carl, he never would. He'd never say it. That's the point.
But if you never say it,
I don't understand what you're talking about there. What? How was it? How is there a little baby in a 78-year-old?
No, what I'm saying is it's like an apple, where the apple grows and it's got its little baby pips in it, and the apple goes and the seeds are planted and a new one's born.
But that's what happens.
But that is what reproduction is.
Yeah, but I'm saying babies aren't being born left, right and centre. It's controlled, so that as someone dies, someone's born.
But Carl, stop. Whose responsibility is
Look,
this?
if you don't want to do it, we won't do it. But I'm
is it
just
supposed to be nature? Has nature got to develop humans so that we act that way? We live that way? Or is this a scientific experiment?
He said to you then, he said, look, if you don't want to do it, we don't need to do it. Like, if you're up for it, we'll sort it out. We can do that.
We'll have a wit round so we can do the research.
I just think, at the end of the day, we've got to do something. And is anyone keeping an eye on this and looking at what we can do next to control the population thing? It does my head in that I've got to live in London for work and what have you, and there's loads of people here, and, you know, forget going out on a Saturday night, it's too busy, and you can't move, and they keep... I mean, what annoys me about London
So
is...
your solution is that 78-year-old women have little babies inside them, and as they slip away into death, the little babies... And how is that baby then
Who looks
raised?
after
Who
the
looks
baby?
after the baby?
Because it's a pretty good system having a baby while you're young enough to look after that baby and make sure it lives to, reproductive age itself.
I mean, that system's been working for years.
Nature's sort of sorted it out. Natural selection and evolution sort of makes that a good model.
But wait a minute, nature. Pop that on hold, because Karl Pilkington's got an idea.
Yeah.
That's what it was, just an idea.
Yeah, well, it was nonsense. But thank you for it.
The worst. I mean, it was the ramblings of someone you'd find by themselves in a hospital eating flies.
This is the sort of thing you find when, if they find maybe a pamphlet or a booklet written by a psychopath. You know, someone, just before they went on a rampage and then turned the gun on themselves, they go through their possessions and they find a book and it's got weird drawings, women with knives in their face, and this kind of garbage.
In fact, I saw a similar sort of theory written out on a wall, but it was written in shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, all I'm saying is, I think it's, you know, when people die normally, everyone's fed up about it, aren't they, and a bit down. But if when you pass away, you go, oh, we're going to miss Gladys or whatever, but then there's this new life brought in, it's almost like a bad news, good
But
news.
you're talking about it like someone could pick this idea up and run with it. Like you've given them enough information to do it. How is this possible? Where does she get the baby from? Why does it grow? Why grow it in Gladys's belly? Why not have it in a drawer?
But what I'm saying
ready to go, just add water. I mean...
Who looks after son of Gladys?
There is no theory here. There's no... It's the ramblings of a madman.
What I'm saying is, though, the body's always changing, innit? From caveman to now, or whatever.
In some cases.
And they're always finding out more and more. Like I read the other day about how they're saying, do you know, like they say, people have 6 senses.
Yeah.
There's loads more than that. Right, and there's this one...
I say, show me that you've got one.
No, right, and there's this one that's knocking about.
Go on.
That, what it is, say if I'm in a pub, right, and I'm just doing a crossword or whatever.
Unlikely, but go on.
And there's some woman who's walked in, right, and she's staring at me.
Yeah.
I know she's looking at me, and I look up and I look round, she's looking at me.
Right.
And they're saying that's a new sense that they found out from, like, you know, doing tests and what have you.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
And they're saying that's been around since like man and dinosaur was knocking about.
They've stopped.
No, they've explained
I think it's safe to assume that, you know, that with your perfectly round head, people are always stopping and looking.
No, but they explained
I mean, you
it.
just know that there's probably going to be someone there if you get right.
They said it's from the time when, like, caveman was, like, wandering about, and he'd go, hang on a minute. and he'd look round, there's a dinosaur there or whatever, and he'd leg it.
This is nonsense.
It's not-
I hate it when people use the term when caveman was wandering round. Caveman and dinosaurs. Oh, they used to live together. Yeah. Oh, that's the same era. Yeah. What have you been watching? Raquel Welch.
What do you mean?
Well, what do you mean caveman wandering, knocking around with a dinosaur?
You know the Flintstones is only partly based on fact. Dinosaurs and man did not coexist. The dinosaurs had long gone before man arrived. Extinct. Kaput. You don't believe us?
What, you don't believe because you've seen...
Because you saw that film where they took pictures of lizards and magnified them and put them next to men in film so they looked like they were fighting.
Yeah.
No, but why couldn't that have happened?
What is the film with Raquel Welch? A Million Years
10
BC.
A Million Years BC or
A
something.
Million Years BC. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
She had a sort of woolly mammoth bikini. Fact.
why wasn't the dinosaurs back then just like how we have dogs now, in a way?
He's watching the Flintstones.
He's watching the Flintstones.
He's thinking of the Flintstones.
Yeah.
That's what he's
when
thinking.
he puts out the saber-toothed tiger and then
And he mixes his concrete in a pelican.
Yeah.
I just think that there must have been a crossover point.
Why? Why did you say that? Why do you think there must have been
There
a
must
crossover
have
point?
been.
Because if nothing was knocking about at any point, how did anything carry on?
I know. Exactly. Why didn't Hitler meet Nero? It's weird, isn't it? There must have been a crossover. They must have met somewhere. They must have met at a party somewhere.
They mixed in similar circles.
Yeah. They must have bumped into... I can't believe it.
Forget it.
Oh.
Carl,
What about you,
do
Carl? Would you do it?
It depends, doesn't it, what your job is and that. If you're a doctor, you've got to get to, go and save someone or whatever. You can't say, oh, just give it 10 minutes. Depends. Depends on the situation, depends. Most of the time I've got to get in work early. I can't be hanging around till half
But you don't
9.
know, do you? I've
got
called him when I
stuff to
was
do.
filming. He was out. I've seen him do one day, right? I've seen him for one whole day. He went away. He fell asleep at 7:45 in the bath because he was knackered. So he has 5 weeks holiday a year. He's taking the piss. Feeder, pushing the senses. Quite a food-related sort of show, isn't it?
It is.
Feeder.
Thinking of gluttony, did you see in, I think it was Heat magazine, it was former Pop Idol winner Michelle McManus.
Oh, yeah.
She's lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah, she's
And,
lost 5 stone, hasn't she?
Please see that the headline was, I used to eat 12 packets of Doritos a night. At night. 12 packets of Doritos. I just like the idea that you've got to 11 packets, and you're thinking,
One
it's
more
a
will do
bit
it.
peckish.
One more will do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Unbelievable. But someone sent in a couple of odds and ends news stories, they've gleaned off the web. And apparently Britain's fattest family have shed 23 stone.
One of them died.
Between the 5 of them, oh come on. Between the 5 of them, the Phillips family from Worcester weighed more than 100 stone.
Jesus. Well, how many are there, though?
They spent 5 of them, and they spent £300 a week on food. An evening meal consisted of an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet and another ice cream stop at McDonald's. The mum, she was generally happy, like Carl is, but she said she used to get upset when she couldn't buy clothes for her kids because the shops didn't stock anything above XXXXXL. It says here, it says Mitchell, 13, was the heaviest of the 3, weighing 27 stone. By the age of 4, he was Britain's fattest toddler, weighing 10 stone.
Is that competition still going?
He broke 5 bikes. He broke 5 bikes by buckling the wheels.
Oh, that's
I know you're always
embarrassing,
kind of
isn't it?
fat kids, Carl.
Chasing an ice cream van,
Yeah.
but the bike just fell apart.
Yeah. Who
Wow.
knows? Maybe now he's on that nude bike ride, because he's lost some weight.
Oh, that would be painful, wouldn't
that
it?
would
If
be
one of them
extraordinary.
buckles.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another food-related item here. Now, Carl, I got a little email via my agent, sent from someone here, okay, sent from someone at XFM, okay, and I won't say it was, she just said, I thought this might be good for Ricky to use on Saturday, and obviously what happened is, Suzanne has sent you an email in the week, it was Wednesday, and you've returned it, but I think you've returned it to the wrong email address. You returned it to someone here, who of course immediately forwarded it to my agent for ridicule on the show. Don't panic, it's nothing that bad, okay? It's an email from Suzanne talking about your tea that night. Was Suzanne out on Wednesday night?
Was the an England game or something?
Yeah. So you were alone. You were home alone, were you, Wednesday night?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your meal? Was it a quiche?
Go on.
Right. From Suzanne to Carl. Take the quiche and put it on the baking tray. Cook for 30 minutes on 190. Take lettuce and put on plate. Take 3 tomatoes, wash and chop into quarters. Place on lettuce. Take an avocado, chop in half. Remove the stone. Peel skin and slice. Place on salad. Put salt and pepper on, and a dribble of olive and balsamic vinegar dressing. Right? In brackets, small bottle behind the cafetiere. Right, in case he's reaching for bleach.
Yeah.
That's it. Should have put everything else away. Right? Then sprinkle a smidge of parmesan on top. Remove quiche from oven, cut into quarters, and put on plate. Eat.
Oh, wow. Does she have to do that every single time? She's like...
No, it's just that I'm not that good at cooking, right? And to be honest, that was a lot of hard work. I didn't bother warming it up. And I did without the avocado.
Why?
Too much messing about.
He didn't even do that with instructions. It was too much.
But yeah, I'm not that good at cooking. And
that's not cooking though, is it, Carl? That's
heating up a
slicing.
quiche. That's cooking it is making the quiche.
Yeah, but I'm just.
Could you have figured that out if she had left that note for you?
Why did she have to tell you what the olive oil and balsamic vinegar was?
Because I've put sort of cooking oil on my food once, and I said, oh, it's a bit. It's ever since, right? Years ago.
I'm gonna die.
Years ago.
Oh God, they're leaving Mr. Magoo at home.
It was ever since I put sausages in the toaster. That.
What do you mean?
I nearly set the flat on fire. Because, do you know, like, when you're grilling food in a pan and all that?
Yeah.
Sort of sausages spit and it goes everywhere, doesn't it? And it makes everywhere greasy. So I thought, well, just want to warm them up.
Yeah.
Bung them in the toaster.
Yeah.
What happened?
And she sort of caught...
Well, they got stuck and they sort of caught on fire, I imagine.
She came in just as I was sort of plunging it, and what have you, came in from work. She said, what are you doing? I said, no, I'm in sausages. Well, the oven isn't on. I know, they're in here. What, you turn it off? Panicking and that. But I've never been into it. I've never been into cooking and that. At school and stuff, I didn't bother doing it.
Oh, every time Suzanne comes home, she must think, please be the house still there.
Yeah.
Please not let me hear a fire engine as I come round this corner. Oh God, she comes and goes, oh God, thank God. I bet she's always happy to see you when she gets home and you haven't burned the place down or introduced some howler monkeys or something. Unbelievable.
What I find extraordinary is there are people who are in sort of care in the community who don't need instructions on how to prepare food.
Oh, they can do it, yeah, you show them once.
Yeah,
they don't. Whatever you do, don't put sausages in the toaster, Johnny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they've learned it.
They don't put sausages in the toaster.
Yeah. Well, they put their fingers in, but, yeah. It's a Ricky and Steve classic on XFM, Sugar, If I Can't Change Your Mind.
Brilliant.
So listen, it's time, isn't it? We've only got a few minutes left, so you better play the jingle.
Oh, chimpanzee that. Monkey news.
So Monkey News, if you've only just started listening to the show. Oh, you poor fool. Monkey News is where Carl reports for us all the latest monkey activity.
A headline or a word or someone he overheard in a pub and then totally embellishes it and makes it ridiculous and impossible. He believes it though. He believes every word he's saying. Let me say that before when you hear this, whatever it is, I haven't heard it, twaddle, remember, Carl totally believes it. Go on.
Right, so anyway, right, I think it's in LA this happened. Right.
I think. Why does he think?
So these people are in a restaurant having a lovely meal.
Is one of them short and hairy, but totally covers from top to bottom in a spacesuit, so he didn't know it was a monkey?
It's not one of the customers, one of the waiters?
So they're having a lovely dinner, probably one of the best sort of dinners they've had, right?
Mm.
So the waiter comes over, and it's like, you know, can we just say I've had a lovely meal and that?
Right, it's the chef.
Because it is. Can we see the chef?
Yeah.
So can we just, you know, see the guy who cooked it?
Of course. Yeah. Short fella, hairy?
So the waiter said, to be honest, the waiter said, look, he's busy, you know, he's got meals to cook and what have you. He hasn't really got time. He said, only take a minute. He said, no, I prefer it, you know.
So this is a restaurant in LA that serves brilliant food.
I'll pass your message on and what have you, right? So
he sends for Monkey Pierre White.
So it's a bit odd. Anyway. So they go out, right? They go out to the car and they notice the the kitchen door's open.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course they do, because they're going to discover something that I don't know.
So
They're
they
going
just,
to this just out of interest, this where did this chef train before we see him or reveal, you know, what he might look like or like to eat?
so anyway, so they pop their head in and think, we'll just nip in and go, you know, love fruit salad or whatever. So they stick their head in.
We better see the human chef.
You never guess what?
Go on.
Monkey stood on a chair, right, cooking veg. Right, so anyway, so they're like, what's going on here?
What do you mean? What do you mean he's cooking veg? What is he doing with it?
Well, he's stood on a chair by the cooker and he's chopping stuff.
Oh, he's chopping as well now. He's just relishing it. Yeah.
It's got a little, you know, he's got the bosses in there. They're like a bit shocked. So he's a bit panicking because he's got this monkey working for him. So they say to him, "What's going on? Eh? We didn't know this is what's going on. You know, why have you got a monkey cooking stuff?" So he said, "Well,
it's only a monkey, I should point out, who probably doesn't need instructions from its girlfriend."
Forget it.